Have you seen the Avengers movies?
I've seen a couple of them.
The first one was cool.
Okay.
Thanos. Love Thanos.
Okay, I think Thanos is right.
I think Thanos is right.
From Las Vegas, this is a show where fighters interview fighters, a connection only those who have entered the ring can share. On this episode, we have boxing royalty Nico Walsh and heavyweight phenom Richard Torrez Jr. Welcome to The Good Exchange.
Hey guys, what is it called? Okay.
What's up, everyone? This is The Good Exchange. I'm Nico Walsh, and this is Richard Torrez. Longer names to me, I just sounds like...
Can I call you Nicholas?
You can call me whatever you'd like.
It's crazy.
No, it's not awkward.
I'm awkward.
We both got... You came here for this interview?
Just for this.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right? Commitment. I was the 6th person to be asked to be on this.
Why?
They're like, you know what, Richard, you should not be on this. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna be number 6.
Listen, I thought you should have been number 1.
Thank you.
2 at the very...
We're like that right now, bro. I appreciate you.
All right. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
What was honesty only?
Okay.
What was your first impression of me?
Do you want me to give you like the first impression when I met you, or like when I first saw you on TV?
I know there's a difference between the two. Let's go TV. Let's just do TV because I want to know the difference.
Wait, all right. Well, when I first met you on TV, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, man, who is this kid? Yeah. Like he's Ollie's grandson. That's all they're talking about. Yes. This guy's just trying to like take that name.
Yes.
But then I met you in person. I think was in New York. The first time we met.
It was New York.
Yeah, and then I noticed how like cool you were, and like how you almost never brought up that was your grandpa. Honestly,
that's because the only reason I have to bring it up is when I'm asked questions about it.
Yeah, and it's weird because even I remember we went to the gym, and I was the one that told people, hey, this is all these grandsons. Like y'all gotta put some respect on that. You know what I mean? So like, like as soon as I figured out like, and I could tell that your like intentions really were for boxing. It wasn't just to try to like get a quick bag or something.
Oh well.
So it made it like it changed my opinion drastically.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's a real answer. What
was your first impression of me?
I was thinking, who is this hulking man? Well, obviously, right off the bat, funny guy. You get along with people, which I wish that I was able to do a little bit more. You're what's the term? You're very personable. You're very personable, and you are. I feel like we're on a date right now. He would be great on Love Island.
That's what I'm saying.
He would be great on Love Island.
But she told me that only dumb people go on Love Island, and then afterwards proceeded to tell me I'd be great on it.
No. Listen, dumb people don't go. I think Love Island makes people dumb. But you have the
je ne sais quoi.
You have the finesse. I don't know what that means. You're a social butterfly. You're a social butterfly. I'm not so much. I'm more of a bit of a loner, but my first impression of you was this guy's cool. My first impression's always right.
Really?
Yes.
Mine's usually always wrong. My first impression was, yeah, I don't like this guy, and then I was like, oh.
Hey, listen, but your first impression was on TV though.
Yeah, it was.
So
yeah.
My first impression was in person, and we locked in immediately. What's one thing you tried for the first time that you'll never do again?
I wouldn't willingly try wasabi again.
Have you watched Jackass?
I have not.
Steve-O snorted it.
He snorted it?
And he threw up all over the table.
I feel that's a genuine reaction then.
No, it's real. I mean, I'm thinking that because I'm like...
Would you ever snort wasabi?
If you did, I would.
Okay, what if I said you go first?
Would you actually go after?
Well, I'd say you go first.
What am I getting out of it?
The camaraderie.
I would do a little bit if I felt you were genuine that you would do it after.
You shouldn't do it because I would not be genuine.
Damn. Okay.
I would not do it. If you had to choose one, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to people? Ooh.
Oh, this is great. Late people.
Wait, what?
Late people's number one.
Late people.
Late people. And I'm not talking 10 minutes late. I'm not talking 15 minutes late. I know people that are 45 minutes to an hour late everywhere.
That's a Vegas thing.
I hate that. I don't know if it's a Vegas thing, but I hate that.
Mine are blink blinks. You know what blink blinks are?
What is that?
It's okay. So a blink blink is whenever I ask you a question,
Blink?
I call them blink blinks. Because if I ask you a question, I'm like Nico, like, do you think there's aliens? And then you go, I don't know. Like blink.
Who does that?
A lot of people. Or like, it's not up to me, it's up to society. Like people that answer questions without like genuinely thinking about it.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know what I
People
mean?
who just say stuff.
Yeah.
What do you use on your hair?
Most of the time, water.
Can I be honest with you? And I'm not proud of this. I started using lotion.
I wouldn't tell the people that.
Dude, I would seriously consider it.
Rate it 1 out of 10.
8. My hair gets frizzy. Yours looks like it's locked in. I don't know.
It's locked in right now. I'll put product in it today.
We both have super close-knit families.
It's true.
Who are you the most like in your family, and who are you the most different from? That's a good question.
I only have like 3 people in my family. I got my dad, my mom, and my sister. So I feel like I'm most like my dad. Just for the I'll there was one time I was hanging out with my mom and my sister a lot when I was a kid, right? And we were driving back into the garage, and my dad was like washing the car or something, and they were singing Before He Cheats, I think by Kelly Clarkson. So I was yelling, I was like, dug my key into the side of his pretty little, and I was just rocking out with my family, and windows down, car pulls up, comes to a stop, I'm screaming it out loud. My dad drops the hose, looks at me, and he just goes, we need to hang out more.
Yeah, hey.
And we did. So
how old were you?
I was probably like 8 or 9.
Oh, there it was.
Oh, dude, that was still a great song. But yeah, afterwards I started hanging out with them more, doing a lot more yard work, and stopped singing Kelly Clarkson too much. But
hey, gotta be like everyone in a way.
I think my dogs are like me, dude.
Oh,
you know
how?
Like they have the same facial expressions.
Oh,
like you ever seen a dog's facial expression and he'll like judge you? I judge I judge harder than like my dogs, and I judge the same. We all have the same facial.
Really?
Like if you say something crazy, we'll both like look at you like. Promise.
Really?
Promise.
Does your dog smile before he throws up? All right. Wait, no, it's your turn.
My turn. Right?
Okay, go ahead.
Between you and your brother Biagio, who was a favorite growing up? Ooh.
Who was a favorite?
Yeah.
But him, 100%.
Yeah.
Him, 100%. People in school, like he was the popular kid, and I was like the loner, the chill. It kind of made me, it made me want to be somebody. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what everyone says.
He's the older brother. Older brothers are always the favorite.
I feel like older siblings are always the favorite.
Older siblings are always a favorite. I can't be mad at it. That's just the way the world works.
Although I will say older siblings always say as a baby of the family, but I disagree.
You're the oldest.
I'm the youngest.
Oh!
Yeah.
I'm the youngest.
There we go.
There we go. Have you seen the Avengers movies?
I've seen a couple of them.
The first one was cool.
Okay.
Thanos. Love Thanos.
I think Thanos is right.
I think Thanos is right.
All I'm saying is you could have doubled the universe with the snap of fingers.
Listen. So Thanos killed the guys, right? He did that,
Yep.
and then he retired as what? He was a farmer.
Yeah.
He was just on another planet. So he did what he needed to do.
I feel like people
just
don't
retired.
understand how hard farming is, though. Like it's
Do you farm?
Huh?
Do you farm?
I'm around farm. I have a garden, and I'm figuring out how hard farming
My
is.
plant's dying. I had one plant in my house. It's
What
dying.
kind of plants?
I think it was a money tree.
A money tree?
Yeah, and it's dying.
It's a money tree.
It's like I don't know. Someone bought it at like Home Depot.
If your name was Nico Peterson, would everything be different?
Yes. I probably wouldn't be boxing. If my name was Nico Peterson, that would have to...
Probably a football player.
Nico Peterson sounds more like a golfer.
Yeah.
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 How do you feel when people refer to you as the nice guy?
Kind of proud of it, honestly.
Really?
I feel like in a way of like people always trying, because I feel like everyone wants to be the bad guy in sports. Definitely right now, everyone wants to be the one that's
right
like
about
that's like, oh, the world hates me, yada yada. I'm the villain because everyone wants to see me lose. I want people to think of me and want me to win. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. I like when people like come up and shake my hand and they say, hey, congratulations, you're doing really well. Makes me feel good. You know?
You are right. I've got to give a shout out real quick. sponsor, Richard Torrez, okay, this is the true story. It was the first loss. After the fight, I was pissed off. People were weird, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to be the villain. Richard Torrez texted me, the people's champ, and I was like, okay. And ever since then, I've been on the straight and narrow. I'm not gonna be the villain, but it's true. Richard Torrez, real one.
Do you care about being viewed in a specific way by the boxing community?
The way I was raised was you've got to act a certain way because because of like grandfather stuff.
Got you.
Okay, so I never wanted to embarrass my family. I never wanted to embarrass my mom or my grandfather, people in my family. So in boxing nowadays, I can't be, running around acting like an idiot and doing my Ryan Garcia, okay? Because I have people that I don't want to let down, okay? And I guess I would say, in a way, yes, I do.
Would you care? Okay, say Ollie's not your grandpa anymore. Say you don't have anybody else.
It's my mom too.
Would you? But
say I'm alone.
Yeah. Would you act crazy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it sounds fun. It sounds fun.
What would you do?
I would be reckless. I would let my inner thoughts out. I would have no filter. And if I had no filter, I'd either be in a hospital or prison.
Doesn't it hurt you making other people feel bad?
I'm not making no one feel bad.
Oh, so it's not that?
No, it would just be me having a good time.
Okay.
I'm not hurting people's feelings. I'm not a bad person.
Okay, but just not caring.
I don't care about what people think about me now, but I do have to maintain a certain...
Everyone cares what people think. I hate that. Like, don't read the comments, don't do that. Everyone cares about what people think.
Listen. I care what certain people think.
Okay.
Okay, this is real right here. When it comes down to the boxing community, I care what the boxing community thinks. If Andre Ward tweeted bad stuff about me, I would be so hurt. I care about the opinion of people I respect.
Gotcha.
Is there anyone in the boxing world that has taught you something valuable about yourself that you still remember to this day? Whoever made these questions is amazing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Ali. He's just got signed as a heavyweight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His brother Fernelli. We were at the Olympic training camp. We were in an abandoned Macy's because it was COVID, so we didn't have anywhere else to train.
Okay.
And we were sparring, and I remember I was kind of in like a little rut, and he came up to me, and he just went, "You could do this, bro. You actually," he goes, I believe in you. And it was one of those times where it was like, I didn't really have many people believe in me.
Yeah.
And he just said, like, just having that little bit of just, like, you can actually do this, man. Like, that really kind of gave me that, like, yeah, I can. But more so in, like, boxing, like, dude, I steal boxing moves from everybody.
Yeah.
Like oh my gosh, I try so hard. Like I see Shakur's like double step back. I see like
double step back.
That crazy,
that's
right?
Freaking Shakur,
I see Duke Reagan's jab. I see Shushu's inside work. I see Keyshawn's ring generalship. I see like a lot of the Olympic guys. Because I've just been with them for so long.
I know what you mean.
I really try to mirror that, a lot, and so that kind of helped me learn about my boxing ability is trying to just mimic what they do, Boxing is a sport where dedication plays a key role. In what other areas of your life do you think that boxing level dedication bleeds into the most?
Oh, I am a dedicated person.
Gaming.
Dude, I like playing games. But I get bored because I get mad easily.
You do.
And I don't like, that.
I do know that.
And I don't like being upset. And then I think to myself, it's taking the life out of me.
Yeah.
Listen, I got on GTA with my brother, and we played blackjack, and I lost all my money, so I was like, I feel like I'd have a better chance in person.
Do you know how to count cards?
I wish.
There's an app to learn it.
There's an app?
Dude,
I thought you said you don't gamble. No. Let's go to the blackjack table after this.
No.
This is new to me, you're from a third-generation boxing family. What about this sport were you wrong and right about? We should have a podcast.
I was right about choosing the sport as my profession, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I was valedictorian. I did a lot of other things throughout high school growing up and everything like that. I could have done a lot of other stuff. And, sometimes I thought, should I do some other stuff? Because boxing, it's kind of dangerous. You know, you don't know what's gonna happen afterward. Just not like it's very risky. It's a risky game, both like in the business aspect and in the like body aspect.
Yes.
But I love it. I love being able to do crazy things like this. You know, I'm in Vegas right now. I'm from a small farming town. Some people don't ever leave the Central Valley where I'm at.
It changed your life.
Changed my life. I've been to 16 different countries through USA Boxing. I went to the Olympics. I did some crazy stuff, all because of boxing. And so I chose the right thing. I did that correctly. I was wrong about everyone caring so much about the sport, though, that's inside the sport. I think a lot of people in the sport care about more money than boxing.
Money.
You know what I mean? And because in the amateurs, you get the facade of like, oh, all you have to do is box. You know, that's it. All you have to do is box and let someone else worry about the rest. And then once you get to the pros, you have to worry about the rest too, you know? And so that's a little different. But you're a third generation boxer too, right?
Am I?
Yeah, I feel like
It's my aunt and my grandpa.
I'll take it. That's 3 generations.
Is that really? That is.
Yeah.
I am the third. That's funny. We're the same. Look at that.
Shane Mosley Jr. just fought and beat Danny Jacobs.
He sure did.
Do you envision yourself fighting him, and how do you see that playing out?
I never envisioned that. I'm actually cool with Shane Mosley. He lives here in Vegas.
Cool.
Shane Mosley Jr. I think it's awesome that he won the fight. I was rooting for him to win the fight. I don't know. He's a middleweight. So if I stay in middleweight, I'm assuming that eventually one day I will fight either him or whoever's in that category. I don't know if it would be him though.
Do you get that a lot? Like, how do you feel about fighting this guy or this guy or this guy?
And it's tough to answer those questions.
Yeah. You
wouldn't understand because you're a heavyweight. I'm saying, like, you know, listen, someone could say, hey, what about this guy? He's at 160, but I don't know where I'm at. I'm a growing boy, and I don't know where my body is going to, you know, rest at.
So you just say, like, I don't know if I'm gonna fight him or not, or?
Yeah, I say I don't know because my eyes are not on a particular person. My eyes are on a belt. So whoever's there it's gonna be them. I'm not, you know, targeting anybody.
Isn't that still a particular person then, technically?
When do you want that get back fight with
Bakhtiar
Jalalov?
I want that fight. I really do. I think that would be a great fight. My only thing is, like, people always ask me, like, when do you want that belt, or when do you want that fight, when do you want this? And I'm like, hey, man, I signed with Top Rank for a reason.
Yeah.
And Top Rank has some great matchmakers. You know what I mean? So I was going to, like, whenever they tell me, hey, it's your time to fight this guy, I'm fighting them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really duck people at all.
Yes.
But I'm like you. I'm not going out there looking for someone to fight. It's like, dude, I just put me in the ring with someone.
You won't say no.
I won't say no. I don't say no to a fight.
You're not.
Like you said, I'm not solely after one person.
Yeah.
It's like, I just like fighting.
Yeah, that'd be weird to just be thinking about just a guy
Yeah.
every day.
Sus. Your last fight showed a lot of improvement. What does your current team add to you, and what advice would you give to another fighter contemplating trying different camps or trainers?
I felt like there was a lot of improvement that last fight. I had a whole game plan, and it went out the window as soon as my arm went out the window. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta, out the socket, all the same. It wasn't my choice to move as many camps and trainers as I have.
What's the mindset behind a new coach? Because, like, I always get really nervous of getting into like a paradox of, I had a bad fight, it must have been my coach. I had a bad fight, it must have been my coach.
It's like going to a new school. And then when I first went to my new team, Salas and Fernando and Jamie and those guys, almost all of them spoke Spanish.
Right.
So I had to learn Spanish. A little bit. See.
Your last fight was a rematch in which you won by unanimous decision. They put UD, but I said unanimous decision.
Okay, yeah.
You fought those last few rounds with a dislocated shoulder. Talk about battling through something like that for the first time.
I didn't want it to be a unanimous decision.
Okay.
I knocked him down in the third round.
Did do that.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let this dude make himself look like a fool for the 4th round, and then the 5th round I'm gonna get him.
Why?
He bull rushed me the 4th round, and I said, okay, the 5th I'm gonna get him. So the 5th started, and then right like at the beginning of the 5th is when it popped out. And I was thinking in my mind, like, how do I
Hit him.
with just my right? Because
like
my game plan was lefts.
I felt like you started doing pretty good because you started moving
round,
opposite of his backhand. You started just landing that back shot and getting out. And I was like, oh.
I mean, the 5th round, I had 2 full rounds to work with my new body.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5th round, I was eating shots. I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, maybe this thing will. I didn't know it was a dislocated shoulder. I was just like, maybe this thing will just come back at some point.
What was your mindset in the 4th then? What?
My mindset in the 4th was to let him tire himself out.
Okay. You dropped him towards the end of the round, didn't you?
No, I hurt him in the first fight. I had him doing the chicken dance in the first fight.
That's right.
And he's like one of those strange dudes that like
he like hits himself before he fights. Like,
he gets off on getting hurt.
Pain pushes him.
Yeah, in a strange way. So I knew that he was going to come in hard, pause. So he did, and I was gonna wait till the 5th, and luck would have it that my body didn't work in the 5th.
How it goes.
Rich, you mentioned training in the abandoned Macy's. What is the weirdest place you trained?
So when I was at the Youth and Junior World Championships in St. Petersburg, Russia, we were in a hotel. And both times when we were in that hotel, we had to train in the hallways, right? Because there's nowhere else to train. They didn't have like a gym or anything like that, or the gym they did have was always taken by everybody else. So we trained in the hallways. The weird thing about that was, though, is they had security in the hotel who hated us training in the hallways. And so every time we would train in there, they'd come up and yell at us in Russian. We didn't even know Russian, but we knew what they were saying. And finally, what would happen is we would be sparring. I was full gear. Everyone else on the team was full gear. And then we'd have 2 lookouts on either side for the security guards. As soon as the security guards came and to yell at us, we would just sit down and act like nothing. In gear? Mid-gear, we would sit down, act like nothing happened.
Wow.
And the Russian security guards would run in and blah, 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 blah. And one of the coaches would be like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Like,
wow, you got some stories.
We're just sitting here.
Yeah, wow.
And then they would like stay there for like 4 minutes. We would just sit for our rest. And then finally they leave. We'd get back to sparring. Shout out St. Petersburg, Russia.
St. Petersburg. You have a pretty funny presence on social media. You do.
Do say so much.
Do you feel like you're 100% yourself on there? And why don't you include any fight highlights? Damn, they're calling you out.
I feel like I'm Richard Plus on social media and kind of in person or like interviews. You know what I mean? I'm still myself, but I'm myself like
you're enhanced.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm up one for the people. You know what I mean? And especially when I'm like giving pictures and stuff like that. Cause I remember I had a parade after the Olympics and I had to sit there for 3 hours taking photos with people from my town, right? And I remember I kept on thinking to myself, I'm just gonna leave, man. I don't wanna be here anymore. Yep. I'm just taking pictures. But then I thought, for as long as I've been taking pictures, someone's been in line waiting. So I'm like, I should probably wait, you know? So I waited until the last person to take a photo with. And so that's what I try to do. Like after my fight, I'll go take pictures. And when I'm on social media and stuff like that, like it's me, it's definitely me. But it's like, if you see me in my house, I'm not like, all right, guys, let's let's go.
That's a good way to put it. Richard Plus. Yeah, you're a real one for that.
And then I don't post any highlights because I've had highlights posted of me, and I didn't like it. Thanks. And so in my mind, when the fight's done, it's done. Yeah. Whatever the promotion company wants to do with it, whatever everyone else wants to do with it, that's their business. But for me personally, whenever I'm done fighting, that fight's over.
That leads me into a spin-off question.
Go for it.
Have you had an opponent that you really didn't like? You don't have to out them.
No, well, there's one guy.
No, I'm talking pro only.
Oh, pro only?
Pro only.
No, I mean, I've had people talk smack to me before, especially this last fight. The guy was talking.
I saw that.
He was talking more online than he was in person. In person, he was pretty respectful. But like, it's hard for me to get upset at you when I know you're trying to get me upset.
Yeah.
You know, like
they're doing their job.
Yeah.
That's basically what.
And so if I'm like, if I keep you in my mind or if I keep you in my head, then they're just doing what they need to do. And so for me to kind of like brush that off, I feel like I'm winning instead, you know? Well, what about you? You've definitely fought people you don't like.
Yeah, and I post highlights too.
Yeah.
Some people I fought are just jerks. So
yeah. But don't you feel like that eating away at you kind of? I mean, I understand
what you're saying is a lot more mature and makes a lot more sense than my mentality. But I only have another year before I'm the age that you are. So give me another year of immaturity.
No, I got you.
And I'll get there.
You should start
But
reading.
what you're saying makes sense. And that would be a wholesome, peaceful way to live. But I'm like never at peace. I'm always on edge.
Yeah. You tend to go viral a lot on social media after your fights. Do you try to avoid looking at what people say, or are you into those comments?
I'm into the comments.
Thank you.
I'm into the comments. I like the comments. I've heard a couple comments. This dude was just going off on me. He was like, I hate this guy. I hate what he does. I hate how he acts. At the end of the comment, he said, my own son is named Nico, and I'm starting to hate him. That was his whole. I screenshotted that once. If people say bad things that are funny, I'll respect it.
Oh, I'll like it.
I'll like it.
Yeah.
I'll like it. Yeah, some of my fights go viral because I have weird moments. I don't have normal fights. Like the fights that go viral aren't knockouts. They're not like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, the first fight that went viral was like I did the shuffle one fight. I didn't even mean to do that, but I did the shuffle one fight that went viral. Then another fight, the dude in the middle of the fight was like something like, "I love your grandpa."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I didn't, he was like, that was like a paid actor or something. I didn't plan on that. And then this last fight went viral because I damn near lost my arm in the middle of the fight.
Very true.
I'm not planning on these things, but
Mine was we got Bob Ross with hands before we got GTA 5 and GTA 6 or whatever. So,
damn, I've seen a lot of Nacho Libre with you.
yeah, getting Nacho
You
Libre
embrace that?
and Bob Ross. One of the top ranked girls said I looked like Danny McBride, and I almost cried, dude. Do you know Danny McBride?
I know Danny McBride.
Danny McBride too. He's a great actor. I think he's amazing. But like,
he's not you.
Dude, it was like my first fight. She comes up to me out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, it's a top ranked girl. You know what I mean? And she goes, has anyone ever told you to look like an actor? I'm like, you're gonna say Nick Jonas? You're gonna say something like that? She goes, no, Danny McBride. I didn't know what it was. I was like, let me look him up. I was like, it's gonna be a model. It's gonna be something like that. I'll look it up. My face drops when I look at her. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's tough.
I'll take it.
You are born and bred in Tulare.
It's true.
Looking back, what do you appreciate the most about growing up in a rural area? Good question.
I had a lot more support after the Olympics than someone from a huge town. Because you go to a huge town with 1 million people, it's like, some kid went to the Olympics and that's cool. But in my town, Tulare, Richard went to the Olympics. You know what I mean? And I know Richard. I went to school with him. I did something with him. I played ball with him. I did something. I think growing up in a small town like that, where everyone knew my dad, everyone knew who my grandpa was, everyone knew that I was a boxer kid, it really put me in a better step when I got into an atmosphere like this, where a lot of people know me outside of my town.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I get recognized at airports now. That's pretty cool.
That is
I feel like I'm kind of like Snap, like, oh, you're that one guy. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm that guy right now.
I feel like you're more than that.
Okay, well, but like maybe in the boxing league, but like I got like people like know me from Instagram. And that's kind of crazy too.
That is,
you know, and so, but being able to like, because I remember back on the team, sometimes people would get in trouble on like the USA team because they would like go out or something like that, you know? Yeah. And they'd be like, Richard, why don't you ever get in trouble or when you do that? I was like, dude, in my town, there's like 3 people and everyone knows each other. I was like, if I go out, I was like, I'm going to get caught. I was like, I'm going to get caught every single time. I was like, and I know it's going to be the same way over here. Ready for the next question?
Yes.
Cool. How would you say Las Vegas shaped you, and what do people get wrong about growing up here?
120. The highest temperature recorded happened the other day.
That's tough. Is that why you didn't?
Did we know about that? That's insane.
It's pretty.
That's crazy. Anyways, I grew up in Green Valley. So I loved growing up in Vegas. Green Valley was awesome. I would see rats sometimes. It was a thing.
Yeah.
There was like an epidemic of rats. I hate rats. But yeah, no. What people get wrong, they think Vegas is just the Strip. They think it's just gambling and stuff. My life is not the Strip. It was never the Strip. Gambling's fun now. They have slots at 7-Eleven. So when you're going into
slot 7-Eleven?
No, I'm not there yet.
You
But
want
I'll
to
get
get
there.
there? Would you like say you're told you have like a month left to live? Would you go do all that though? Would you go
Gamble?
gamble, go to all the clubs, do all that stuff? Would you do that? Or like,
Oh,
what would
no.
you do if you had like a week left to live? Would you go or would you like spend
Okay,
time
how
with
long do
family?
I have? A week or
Let's
a
say
month?
a month. Let's say a month. You got a month.
A month. What time of year? It's hot outside right now.
It's fall,
Okay.
so like it's nice weather.
I wouldn't gamble.
You wouldn't?
I would not gamble. I don't want to lose. I want to leave any money I have to the family.
Do you have a kid?
I probably would. Do I have a kid?
Yeah.
Currently?
Who you leaving the money to?
Just family. Do I have a kid?
That's what I'm not saying.
No,
I'm
yeah.
just
No,
saying, like,
but-
who you gonna leave the money to?
I would. I mean, listen. It would go. My mom, my brother. You know, they could use some. You know, the extra money.
I feel like they'd be cool. Like, oh yeah, he'd spend all of it on like a giant blimp.
A blimp?
I don't know what you want.
They don't have blimps in Vegas, really. That's all.
Yeah, because you haven't spent money for one.
Can you imagine how much a blimp would cost? I thought this was lovely.
I'm happy I got to deal with you because I feel like we have some pretty good just conversations in general.
We do.
You know, and it would have been kind of weird if I would have done it with someone I didn't know.
Yeah, if you were someone else, I wouldn't be as, you know, as happy as I am.
I feel like this does make me want to start a podcast.
Once we get going,
Yep.
the ideas just,
They start flowing.
we could go for hours.
Yeah.
We should sit next to each other on a plane.
Yay!
The fight's not